Told a television station there that her son, a freshman at Porter Ridge High School, brought home a worksheet on Islam containing some questionable answers. She was upset enough over the assignment that she contacted the school and the local news station after reviewing the material. The sentence that bothered her the most was about Muslims and Christians. Here are the answers and the questions in this assignment for high school. You ready? Peaceful Islam versus radical fundamentalism. A, Islam is at heart a blank blank. What would you say?
I'd say peaceful religion.
There you go. You got the right answer.
Thank you.
Most Muslims, blank is blank than the average Christians.
Oh, I got to go with most Muslims.
Better
I'm
than...
going to say faith is...
Better.
Stronger.
You've read this. Yes, you have.
Yes, I have.
Yes, most Muslims' faith is stronger than the average Christians.
Unbelievable.
That's a correct answer. Beginning in the 1970s and 1980s, Islam emerged as a potent political force associated both with reform and revolution.
Right.
Where was the reform in the 1980s? 1990s?
Huge reforms.
Huge reforms.
Yeah, huge reforms back to Sharia law from a more liberal law. I mean, that's fantastic.
Radical Islamic fundamentalism is opposed to Western civilization's way of blank.
I'm going to say life.
Yes. And blank pursuits.
Imperialistic?
You are a genius. You've taken this course. You've taken this course. So the radical Islamists,
that one pisses me off, too.
they're only upset at our way of life and our imperialistic pursuits.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No?
That is not right.
Are you sure?
I
Because
am
we
positive.
are pretty evil.
Yes, I know that. These fundamentalists represent a, quote, blank
Fresh
blank
breath of air?
of population of Islam.
Oh, you got to go with small percentage. In fact, I'd go with teeny tiny, but there's not two blanks there. So
Small percentage.
small percentage is what I'm going with.
Could I just point out the polls that have happened over and over again in the Middle East that show 60, 70, 80, 90% of those in the Middle East agree with it's okay to kill an American, it's okay to kill people that disagree with Islam, that blaspheme Islam and the Prophet Muhammad. That's a small percentage? It's not a small percentage. What are you talking about? I woke up this morning and I looked at my alarm clock, and I have no idea why. But the first thing, I haven't even thought of this or heard this in I don't know how long, but the first thing that went through my head was, and Barack knows, we're going to need to change our history, our culture. I haven't thought of the First Lady saying that in a long time. You want to play that, Pat?
I do. More than I want to live.
And Barack knows that we are going to have to make sacrifices. We're going to have to change our conversation. We're going to have to change our traditions, our history. We're going to have to move into a different place.
Okay.
We're doing that. We are doing that big time. In Fort Worth, let's see if we can get this mom on. I talked to her on Facebook the other day. She wrote to me and she said, Glenn, I live in Fort Worth. I saw my kids. My daughter was making a project for Thanksgiving. And she was supposed to draw a bunch of Indians. So she draws the Indians. I said, where are the pilgrims? Oh, we're not making pilgrims. She went into the hallway, the classrooms. And the classroom have all the Native Americans, but no pilgrims. She went to the teacher. Where are the pilgrims? This is Fort Worth, Texas. This is not, Berkeley, California. This is Fort Worth, Texas. Where are the pilgrims? Oh, well, we don't emphasize the pilgrims on Thanksgiving. Huh? There is no Thanksgiving without the pilgrims. The idea was the pilgrims gave thanks for the help of the Indians and the blessings of the Lord. That's what this whole holiday is. We don't emphasize because the pilgrims, quote, the pilgrims were America's first terrorists. Mom gets into the car, finds out when the next school board meeting is. She goes into the school board meeting. She stands in that meeting and says, are you out of your mind? This is not to be taught. This is insanity. School board member told her, quote, listen, we don't like it when the children are taught conflicting ideas in the home,
then change what you're teaching them here.
They went on. It harms our children. Mom said, you mean my child. My child, not your child. You don't have children. Your children, they're our children, not your children. They're our children. And we don't like our values and principles also having conflicting thoughts being introduced in your school with my children. And they wanted her to pretty much sit down and shut up and don't introduce conflicting thoughts in the home to what the school is teaching.
There's not a word for how ballistic I would go at that meeting. There's not a word.
What?
I'd be arrested.
There's no way there's no way your child is in that school another day.
Oh, no way. No way.
No way.
Whatever I have to do.
And what's crazy is this is not a front page story here in Texas. That should be everywhere. That story should be everywhere. Everybody should have walked out of that meeting.
Definitely.
If I heard somebody stand up, I would have been the next speaker, and I would have stood up and said, "Excuse me, I just want to clarify what I think I just heard here. Did I just hear this?"
This kind of ties in with the reporter who won the Emmy for her reporting from WITI for her reporting on bullies in school, and she won the Emmy for the broadcast, and she goes up on stage to accept the award. And did you hear about what she said? Here's what happened when she went up and what happened after she said what she said.
And the Emmy goes to Scared at School, WITI.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo! Oh my God, I got it twice! Sorry, I'm really excited. I'm way more excited than I should be. This is for all the kids that are bullied. Seriously, public schools suck. They're horrible. They need to be held accountable. I tried to do this with Milwaukee Public Schools. I love public schools. My kids will go there, but they need work. Sorry.
And then she walks off stage. She gets booed for telling the truth about public school. At least her, her report was on how all the kids are getting bullied and nobody's doing anything about it.
Right.
So that was her, and then she's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I said the wrong thing.